you magnificent whiskey people. How you doing? I'm just now pouring the filet. I finally got it done just in the nick of time. Got my guests backstage. Let me know what you guys are all drinking. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, that share, all that fun stuff YouTube likes us to do. I saw we had some people in here early. Sugar Kitty meow. How is it possible I'm first here, Team Snuffleupagus? That's awesome. You were first. I know, and I even got this out like early on Saturday. Usually I'm kind of behind the ball. I was actually early this time. Hey, Anthony, Bourbon Neophyte, smash that like button. Make sure I'm off my internet here with my Wi-Fi. Anthony is going to be going live at 7:30. He has got a new Deanston Scotch he's going to be going over with everybody. So make sure you guys all tune in for that. Hey, cheers, Kilco Mental Musings. Kilco, let me know if you're going live tonight. I didn't see the thumbnail, but I checked earlier in the day. Cheers to you, Cool Running. How are you doing? Some of these whiskeys might be from your neck of the woods. Mr. Mom, cheers, Orlando. How you doing? It's good to see you. Who we got in here? Douglas Papa. Good evening, all. Good evening to you, Douglas. Got to get the toothpaste taste out of my mouth here. Thank you again, Anthony. Reminding people, smash that like button. Here we got Josh Fritz. Good evening. Cheers, all. Josh, you might actually be my next live stream. I think I'm going to go over. Josh sent me a really cool flight. I've got a few flights, and that's one of the ones I might have to do next weekend. Cheers, Lisby. It was good to see you. There's the man of the hour. Yep. I was. Was I late tonight? No, I wasn't late. Hey, cheers, Peter White. It is good to see you. Let me know what you guys are all drinking. Hey, there's Amy Oburn. Hello, everyone. Galinda Locke. Is that the I think you hit a typo. I think you mean Calvados. That is actually one of the ones I have not had. I had the other one. Oh, fudge. I can't remember which one it was. One of the other wine finishes. Hey, cheers, Declan Boyle. Hello, everyone. Yep, there you go. Calvados. That's what I thought. I figured that's what you meant. Cheers, Donner Pass Whiskey. Hello, Stacy and everyone. Make sure I got everybody. Kathy Huey. Hi, I'll be listening in. Thank you for joining, Kathy. Sláinte, everybody. Taste and sensibility. Sláinte to you. I'm currently drinking some water, but about cracking open the Clonakilty single pot still later. That is a great single pot still. That is just, honestly, guys, it's one of the best new modern single pot stills available. Ain't no way Perry's on time. Perry was early. He makes me seem very early. Sipping on a Redbreast 15. That's a good pour. Glenallachie 12. That's a Scotch, actually. Do you know what that is? I think I've had some Glenallachie, actually. I think I got everybody. All right. Please help me welcome my guest tonight. I've been wanting to do this live flight for such a long time. It's been so long since we've been able to get together. So please help me welcome Perry from This Is My Bourbon Podcast.
Hello, Stacy.
Sláinte, Perry. How are you?
Sláinte. So happy to be here. Goodness gracious. I can't believe I'm catching strays, and I'm not even on my own screen. Old Ben.
Ben throwing some shade. So I don't know. You were early.
So let me provide a little bit of context here. Let me provide a little bit of context from Ben's comment, because a few years ago, Ben was in town. He was in Lexington, and we had planned to meet up with each other. And I was supposed to I was coming off of a tour that I was taking people to different bourbon distilleries around Kentucky on, and it was running. Wait, is that what it was? No, I was getting my hair cut. Sorry. And
yeah, you said Perry had to get his hair did.
Yeah, and the appointment took way longer than I expected. And Ben has never let me live that down, and I still feel very, very bad about it. And we had a couple drinks at least, and got to see each other for a little while. But yeah, this plays into what you and I were talking about as well, Stacy, before we went live. That my memory of the past like 5 years is so hazy, just because I have no everything just it's all mushed together at this
Yeah.
point. You know,
Yeah,
COVID
we
did
were trying to
something.
figure out like when we saw each other last, and we're like, oh, I think it was 3 years ago. It was post COVID, and it was before Bourbon on the Bank. So I'm like, I think it was 3 years ago.
But
It was
I
at a
don't know.
hotel in Lexington, and we were all hanging out and drinking in the lobby.
Yes.
So,
Yes, and I still have the canned Irish whiskey
oh,
that
you still have
you
the
gave
dram
me
in a
too.
can?
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
I haven't opened it yet. I've still got it saved.
well,
But
luckily it's
yep,
in a can.
yeah. So it's never hopefully
There
won't
you
go
go.
bad. I don't know. It'll survive a nuclear holocaust. But
I mean, they're double wine cans, so
awesome. So you gave me a blind flight.
I gave you a blind flight. So, what I'm going to ask you to do at the end of the flight is to rank them from your least favorite to your favorite.
I can do that.
You don't have to guess anything. If you want to guess
With all of
the
my
ABV,
knowledge of
you
Irish
can,
whiskey.
well, or proof, ABV or proof, you can.
Sure.
I can. Let me give you a couple fun facts about the flight I sent you. So the flight I sent you, 3 of the distilleries are actually from Northern Ireland. 2 of the
Okay.
distilleries are from the Republic of Ireland. 2 of the distilleries are major brands. 3 of the distilleries are smaller brands.
Okay.
I can't believe I actually did this, but only, and this is a kind of not the norm with Irish whiskey, but only one of these is finished.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
only one of them is finished.
Hmm.
Now, some others have had some different casts in the maturation, but as far as finishing goes, only one is finished. And 4 of these have a distillery. One is a whiskey bonder who sources casks from other places and does their blending and finishing.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
little fun facts about your flight. And if you are a
Awesome.
paid Patreon member, I have put the answer key. So, anybody who's paid Patreon, if you want to see what Perry's drinking along with him, go ahead and check that out.
Awesome.
All right, and we'll
Also
start
happy.
with number 1.
Let's go. Happy Patreon Day, by the way, everybody.
Is
If
that
you're one of
today?
my, yeah, today's Well, I mean Patreon Day in terms of like today's the day that we collect dues from everybody who's on
Oh,
Patreon.
oh yeah, yeah. I'm horrible about checking that, and God love my Patreon are the most patient people in the flipping world. Um, I am doing the 2 flights. I have the videos recorded. I've got the winners. I'm going to post that after here. But I will tell you guys a heads up. Not this month, but the July Patreon winner, I'm going to do early because I think I'm going to do the same thing like last year. I'm going to send out a sample of, I'll probably do the new Clonakilty Great Lakes collab. So you'll get a sample of that, and you'll get a gift pack from the Dublin Irish Festival because I'm on the sports committee. I'm a co-chairman. I'm there working the festival the whole weekend. It's the second largest Irish festival
Nice.
in the country. So you will get some kind of rocks glass T-shirt, which is why I want to get it ahead of time so I can get your T-shirt size. But
Super cool.
yeah,
We do well, I do now. If you're familiar with what's been going on in the world of TIMBP, I am now running things solo again. Eric is moving up in his position at work, so I'm on my own. But we do content, bonus content every week over at Patreon, bonus episodes, stuff like that. So if you want to get extra stuff where we have I have to stop saying we now. This is crazy.
it's hard to get out
Um,
of habit. Yeah, I get it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to recalibrate a lot of things, but where I have extra pours, chat with people who are on the Patreon, answer some of their questions, stuff like that. And you have access to our Discord as well. It's Patreon only Discord. Patreon.com/My Bourbon Podcast for as little as $1 a month. All paid patrons have access to the the Discord. But $5 and up is when you get the content. So there you go.
There
Anyway,
you go, guys.
whiskey time. Yeah.
Sugar Kitty says 12 billion years from now, space aliens discover Earth and land in what was Kentucky at the time. They discover a canned product in the ruins. It's driving a can. You might be right. You might be
Those
right.
aliens might have caused our demise too.
Yeah,
right?
they'll be drinking good at least. Yeah, this stuff probably will last that long. So they're putting everything in a can. I actually have where's it out here? This is a 21-year-old whiskey in a can.
Ooh.
They have Irish cream in a can. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. They're putting everything in a can now. They said, actually, Shane McCarthy was my guest a few weeks ago, and he's a few months ago, actually. And he said they cut him off. He wanted to put a 30-year in there. They wouldn't let him.
Why?
Hey, James Morgan. Thank you for joining us. And I thought I saw somebody else pop in. David Bass. Cheers, Stacy and everyone. Hey, David. Tom D. Trying to convince she who must be obeyed on Dublin Irish Fest. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's Tom, it's 37 acres. It is 5 stages, 5 different stages. Those are the main stages with the bands and the dancers. They also have little workshops, storytelling, cooking, exhibitions, genealogy, all stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Is number 4 cast strength? Yes. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Oh, you know what? I think I need to edit that, Tom. You actually reminded me. I think I bet I didn't put that it was a very special bottle because it is actually a club bottle.
So what is my tasting process? Should I just go ahead and start tasting? Do I need to wait for your direction?
No, go ahead. Number 1, look down the hatch. Sláinte.
Sláinte. Oh. I do not have enough Irish whiskey in my life. just straight up, I don't. And it's not for like lack of trying or anything. It's just because I get so focused in bourbon world that I like that's my lane, that's where I head down. And every time that I have Irish whiskey, I'm like I need to keep this more consistently.
Yeah, I think I sent you home with the can and then the rest of a bottle because I had brought JJ Corey the Gale down there. And I remember, I thought it was you that took it. You were one of the people that liked it. I thought it was you. Maybe not. Maybe it was somebody else. I don't remember. It's been 3 years. Hey, Jeffrey Wack. Hello again, whiskey friends.
What's up, Jeff?
Cheers, Jeffrey. How you doing?
See, here I am again going, I don't remember. I have recently.
I didn't remember giving you a can, so I just remember I slapped the 4-pack of the can down on the table when we got there, and they ended up all over with everybody.
I've pretty recently looked through most of my collection, and I don't remember seeing just a stray Irish whiskey bottle.
Okay, then somebody else ended up leaving with it that night. We were all at a table. There was like 12 of us, 14 of us.
That table looked like it was about to just collapse with as many bottles.
We had a lot of bottles on the table. Yeah. Yeah. And then Chris and Lil had and Sean had like this gallon of water. And it was Sean with this gallon of water, and I drank off that thing all night long.
This first one is really good.
So I will tell you, of the 5, 2 of them are available in the U.S.
Okay.
3 of them are not. One of them is a club bottle, so you would have to be a member of the club. It is still available for members of that club.
Good to know.
So at least 2 of them, hopefully the 2 you like, are ones you could still get.
even if I don't, I saved a little bit of these samples too. So
In our defense, we do a lot of interacting while drinking. Memory is highly disadvantaged.
yeah, that happens to me all the time too, where I'm like, oh, we hang out, we've been hanging out and we had drinks, and that's why I don't remember you from the first time that we met, and I'm very sorry.
So the first time I met Jeff was actually, it's a funny thing because we both live in Ohio. It's the same with Jason, Mash and Drum. He lives freaking on the other side of town from me. The first time I met him was in Kentucky. But we all got together and Jeff picked out my first pour at our little after party. And it was really good bourbon. And I couldn't tell you what it was. I couldn't remember it for the life of me. The only thing I remember was that Jeff picked it out for me. So.
Does Jeff remember?
I don't know, because we left kind of early and there was I think they kept right on drinking that night. So I don't know. Best Irish so far, Jameson Triple Triple. I'm assuming you mean the one that's finished in chestnut that is available out right now in the US. And that is a great bottle for $30. I completely agree with you. There is also a Jameson Triple Triple that's finished in Malaga. That is a travel exclusive. And there's a new travel exclusive Jameson that is finished in, I think, Madeira. If I remember, it's one of the other M's. It's either, I don't think it's Marsala. It might be Marsala, but I thought it was Madeira. And that's another. So there's 3 bottles called Jameson Triple Triple. Marketing people at Jameson, come up with a new name. Just having 3 bottles gets a little bit crazy.
Is it the fact that it's triple distilled and then triple finished?
It's got additional finishing. So bourbon cask finish is one of the finish. They call it a finish. It's matured in bourbon cask. And then it's also matured in Oloroso sherry cask. And the difference between regular Jameson and that is they add that 3rd additional finishing. So if you stopped right there, that's pretty much regular Jameson. But they add, the one that's out right now is chestnut cask. It's really good. A lot of hazelnut chocolate for $28 here. It's a really good bottle.
Okay. All right.
And then I have the one I picked up at duty free, and it's the one that's finished in the Malaga. And then there's a new travel one that I didn't see when I was coming. I didn't look in Dublin. This one I got in Atlanta actually on the way over. So this bottle's been from Ireland to Atlanta to Ireland back to Ohio.
Jeez.
So it's finished and it's either a Marsala or Madeira. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you did say it was a new bottle, so that might have been it. Hey, cheers, Wilmington Piper. How you doing? Katie Turk. Cheers, y'all.
Moly.
It's good to see you, Katie. I need more coffee. I drank the last of the Ethiopian. I guess more coffee. All right. So are you on to number 2?
I'm on to number 2. This feels like it might be the one that's finished, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse just yet. It's a much more intense nose at the very least.
It is. Number 2 is one I wish I had another bottle of.
It just, I don't know if you saw me, but like I took a whiff of it and I just kind of did like a little take back.
It is older than 1. I can't say that.
The hair in my mouth.
Only one of these has an age statement on it, and it is I'll just tell you, it is number 2.
I would be so bad at guessing the age. Oh, that finish is so nice. Oh, that finish is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sherry finished? Or sherry matured?
No.
No? Okay.
Matured? I don't think so. There's
a sherry. Okay. There's a sherry like note that pops out at me at the back end.
I'll check the bottle on the reveal. It might have some sherry. I can't slyly reach over here and look. It might have some sherry in the maturation, which wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of Irish is matured in Oloroso or sherry cask, but the finish is not sherry.
Okay. It's really, really nice. There is a
I, it's up there
there's a
for me from this brand,
yeah,
honestly.
there's so much complexity to it, and this is one of those things that like when I talk about how like I need to drink more whiskey that is not bourbon, and I think when people talk about, oh, you do all the bourbon stuff, you should drink scotch, and like the implication there typically is you need to drink the most intense peated scotch you possibly can
Yeah.
so that you and like I've done that and it's fun to do that, but I need to just like give myself the chance to drink things that are not always just this sweet kind of more like balanced flavor profile that you get as a
Mhm.
with a bourbon. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't taste or touch the same like flavor wheel that bourbon typically does, or even rye whiskey as well, which is even earthier than a lot of bourbon. It's just this is Irish whiskey is such a different complex beast from what I'm used to
It
drinking.
is. Well, and especially once you get to the smaller distilleries, the mash bills are getting different. The finishes are very different. The only stipulation for Irish whiskey is it has to be matured in a wood cask. I mean, that's
Mm,
literally it. So
that's
you
so
get just
interesting.
that leaves room for so much variety. And even with things like single pot stills, which have a really kind of tight regulation with that 5% other grain, you're starting to see a lot more things that just label themselves as mixed mash bill, which basically means it's a historically accurate single pot still whiskey from 100 years ago that doesn't meet the regulations now. All it means is it's got a little more than 5% of another type of grain in it. So
Interesting.
usually a little more oats, a little more rye, a little more wheat. So they'll throw something else in there. And it just I think it's beneficial to whiskey itself. Oh, thank you. I was kind of wondering about that. No live wire tonight. Okay. Thank you, Anthony. I was wondering about that. It would cask be where anything aged in a coffin, hey, it would qualify. I mean, there are size requirements to the cask, but
Nice and leaky. A
yeah,
leaky container for
yeah.
how much are you losing at that point? All right. I've got
Number
number 3
3.
ready. Yeah. I keep getting shocked by what's by what's next.
So I also sent you 3 different types of Irish whiskey.
Interesting. Okay.
So, and the categories are kind of there's the official categories of blended, single grain. Actually, I sent you 3. There's blended, single grain, single malt, single pot still. Those are the official categories. Then like I said, you have things that fall outside of that are historical mash bills for single pot still, but don't meet the single pot still requirement. So they call those mixed mash bill. You also have peated whiskey that is becoming huge. People don't think really peated whiskey when they think Irish. There's over like 80 labels of peated whiskey now, peated Irish whiskey.
Really?
Yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton out there.
How
Then you have
how
things that don't meet any category that they just call Irish whiskey. So, Powers Rye is an example of that. Powers Rye is made from 100% rye mash bill. Doesn't fall into any of the current categories for Irish whiskey. So on the label, it says just Irish whiskey. That's it.
That's so interesting to me.
There is actually one Irish whiskey that went kind of the Jefferson's Ocean route, on a very much smaller scale. They're called Clare Island Distillery. They're up off the kind of northwestern coast, but still in Republic of Ireland. And they had an old fishing boat, and they have a couple casks on it, and they moored the thing 4 miles out to sea. And because that boat is not a bonded whiskey warehouse, which is where your taxes are paid in Ireland,
Right.
Ireland will not let them call that Irish whiskey. They have to call it spirit drink. So it's on their label, it's whiskey, but it's spirit drink.
Irish spirit drink is
Yeah,
very
Irish
funny to
spirit
me.
drink. So, and I mean, it's whiskey. They sourced like their first releases. They sourced from Connaught Distillery, and they did this thing with the boat, and they're like, "Wow, it's pretty good." Okay, we're gonna keep doing that because they're the only ones doing it. So I have bottle Louise McGuan, JJ Corey. They did a release at their JJ Corey's close to Cliffs of Moher. So they did a release for Cliffs of Moher, and they put the casks were in O'Brien's tower, the big tower that sits on Cliffs of Moher. Well, until she got permission from the government to do that, but the tax man still said, nope, that's not where it was distilled. So you can't put Irish, so it just says whiskey. It doesn't say Irish whiskey on the label. It's such stupid things like that. But working on bottle number 22 of Powers Irish Rye. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. As soon as we got home from Ireland, like the next day, Ohio put them on sale for $18 a bottle, and I went and bought 5.
Oh my gosh.
We have 5 of them. No, we only have 4 now, but there are a few of them in this house. Sugar Kitty finds Powers Rye very floral. I don't. I actually get like banana bread, but spirit drink. We have Haunted Castle in Connemara. I know it does sound like a ghost that makes whiskey.
It really does, yeah. All right, number 3. The more that I spend time with it, the more I feel like it's what I would define as like classic Irish whiskey, I guess, or what I would be like, because
I can see that.
This is the way that I am going to be talking about Irish whiskey in this capacity is what I imagine somebody who is unable to like accurately describe bourbon to me would be, you know what I mean? Like,
I think they mean when they think Irish whiskey, they mean Redbreast 12, Jameson.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like,
and
I know bourbon, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. Yeah.
Exactly. And to me, like, there's the Irish whiskey that I've had the most recently is Redbreast 12. And there's something redbreasty about this.
That is, yeah. I could definitely see that. No, I could definitely see that. Yeah. Tom has it. The handmade Clare Island presentation box from Carl. Carl's one of the owners of the distillery. They literally can make the freaking presentation box, but he has not opened his bottle yet. Hey, Rick, it's good to see you. Just popping to say cheers, getting ready to hit the road. And he's like, you made Anthony cave. Okay, I poured a Redbreast list out. Open it, rolled off, and drink some scotch. I love that one.
It was funny when you were saying that Anthony was going live tonight and he was going to be reviewing a scotch. That just Bourbon Neophyte is talking about a scotch tonight.
And he drinks a lot of scotch.
Well, there you
he
go.
Actually, he helped me with my birthday present for my husband, because I got my husband a bottle of Octomore, and I was torn between a couple of Octomores, and Anthony, I let him know which, and he recommended the one you recommended was perfect because he loved it. So he ended up getting 15.2 that was cognac finished.
Oh, interesting.
All
right, number 3 is hitting a little bit in the bourbon drinker sweet spot for me. I'm kind of feeling like it's one of the higher proof pours in the line, at least so far. I think it's higher proof than the first 2. I think
you're correct.
I think we might be looking at like at least 50% ABV, if I had to guess.
Okay, that Madness training is definitely paying off.
I know.
You nailed that exactly. It is 50% exactly.
Is it really? Okay, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. That's also my my go-to pour is Turkey 101. So if I'm pretty familiar at least with that.
I usually go 101 rye.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Awesome. No, this is this is really, really hitting where my familiar, I wouldn't even say sweet spot, because I'm typically, these days going for like Knob Creek single barrel.
Mhm.
But whatever I find to be like warming up, or at least, getting myself settled in at the very least. This is really, really nice. Okay, I got to stop myself from
Hey,
finishing that.
Tim Taylor. I found Powers Rye at Benny's a couple weeks ago. I like it, especially for the price. It's a really good price. I will say. I was glad that they released that. That is a U.S. exclusive also. They did not have that in Ireland. Um,
Interesting.
and I think they put a great price on it. Ohio will have like a clearance event, and so they discounted it. And of course, they just happened to time it right when the day I got home from Ireland, which I didn't spend a dime there on freaking whiskey. I bought
Not a
42
thing.
bottles.
Not even a little
So
bit.
yeah, I ended up coming home and spending more money on Irish whiskey. But Anthony is an equal opportunity drinker. He doesn't discriminate.
Dude, I've been saying that exact phrase for years. I didn't realize that other people said that. Anthony, you and I are like, we're cut from the same cloth. I literally say that, and I always follow it up with like, I feel like it makes me sound like more of an alcoholic than I am. But if it tastes good, I'm gonna drink it. Like, I'm an equal opportunity drinker. Dang. I wonder if I coined that phrase.
An equal opportunity drinker, trademark.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
This is my bourbon
But
podcast.
if Anthony's also saying it more than I am, I mean, I might have to, defer to him on that.
Tim doesn't get floral, just a lot of rye, heavier than I expected. It's 100% rye. And they did use Irish rye on that. Like I said, I get kind of like banana bread notes, like the nutmeg and banana.
Ooh, I like that.
And you do get rye spice on that as well.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong to research all Perry. Diversity is a good thing. I say a lot of things, good things, not so good. All right, number 4.
Now, this is the one that's cast strength, right? As was revealed by Tom in chat, I believe.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
it is.
I'm just
It is.
now
It
I
is
have
a
to.
cast strength.
It's stuck in my head now, so I have to like somewhat mentally prepare myself, I suppose.
Cast strength Irish, though. I mean, well, I guess you could get a big variety of cast strength bourbon too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Dave Jennings recently about his Caleb's Crossing, excuse me, which is his private label.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is going to focus very well on my camera, but
Hold on here. Let me solo you. Okay, go ahead.
Sure, yeah. I might have to. I don't know.
Yeah, white labels don't solo very well.
Yeah, it's not doing so
There we
great.
go.
But anyway, the whole point was that those first 2 releases were cast strength, and the bourbon came out at like 107. And for that to be a cast strength lower proof is pretty crazy. But yeah, there's a crazy variety. I think Gene Nassif one time talked about a cast strength bourbon that he had that was 98 proof too.
I mean, it can happen with Irish. I've had a couple, and the thing about Irish whiskey, the older it gets, the lower that proof goes. So you'll have,
Right.
25-year Irish whiskey that's cast strength that's only at, 48%.
Yeah.
But it's that's cast strength. I mean, I think it was the Bushmills that I have back here. It's the Bushmills Vermouth. This is a 21-year-old whiskey. Yeah, it's this one. 21-year-old whiskey, and it's cast strength at 48.2.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And 21 years old, I think. 22 years old.
Anthony, I would love to join you for a stream sometime. Please just let me know. We'll chat.
Hey, William Hall. Cheers to you. We're on number 4 of This is Perry's Irish Whiskey Blind Flight. You can tell these last 3 have a little darker color.
I was about to say, they look slightly different than the first 2.
Now that one I did get 2 bottles of, and I'm glad I did.
Oh my gosh.
I've
All right.
sam I've sampled it out a lot, and I've drank a lot of it.
That flavor is crazy. Holy Moses.
I love that one.
I feel like I had a religious experience.
I love that one. Actually, the maker of the event, the event of the whiskey. Um, I've talked to him several times. He knew that I sent you that sample, so he was
Really?
excited. Yeah, he was excited. You're getting to try their whiskey.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I've had 2 of the people who've made this whiskey have been guests on my channel. A third one I'm actually talking to. I did get to meet over in Ireland and kind of talk to both of them. So we're working on trying to get a time for them to
That's
be guests
so
as
cool.
well.
I feel very honored that you called it out specifically.
They
What's going
love
on,
they love
Richie?
sharing their whiskey with people. Hey, cheers, Richie Z. We're on sample 4.
I
Some
feel
delicious
like,
half strength Irish whiskey.
and it's not even that sample 1 was bad by any means, but I feel like everything has just gotten
Better.
progressively better and better. Like every time.
Oh, that's a good problem to have. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Again, I'm like, I just gotta drink more Irish whiskey. This is crazy. Stacey, thank you again. Seriously.
You're welcome. I'm excited for you to try the last one. The last one is one I send people. And I send it not you, but I send it to people and they usually say, Irish whiskey is low proof. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. We got a lot of cask strength. The good thing is now, 5 years ago, we didn't have a whole lot of cask strength Irish whiskey in the States at all. And now there's
Right.
a lot more of it. There's a ton of it available, and there's a lot more of it coming over here.
Do you think that's a product of the way that bourbon has gained popularity with the cask strength market?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
I've talked to some of the distillers, and I've told them like cask strength whiskey sells well in the U.S.
Yeah. Do they have a lot of cask strength offerings overseas for Irish whiskey, or is that
Oh,
something
yeah.
that they're primarily? Oh, okay.
There's
Cool.
a ton.
I didn't know if that was something that like they were just doing for American markets.
No, there's a ton of it. And a lot more of it. I think just people in general want that cask strength. They want the better, they want to be able to tamper it down themselves with water.
Yeah.
So I think that comes into some of it. Some people do want, the single barrel. They want to taste what it tastes like coming out of the cask. I think they want that experience as well. So I think just our tastes have changed. Our tastes have kind of evolved as far as whiskey has evolved. So
yeah, I completely agree. I'm the exact same way. I think that the purer the experience of drinking whiskey, the better. I mean, it's like how the distiller intended it to be drank. I feel like, but
that's why I love all the transparency. I'm like, I don't care if it's good or bad. I want the details. I want to know what happened. That's one of the reasons I do like Cologne, because they'll tell you all the details when you buy a bottle of their own distillate whiskey. I mean, they'll even tell you, hey, this was recast in a Pinot Noir cask because our rye cask had a leak. I mean, they'll put that on and tell you that.
Yeah.
So,
all right, number 5.
A ton of Irish in the U.S., and then you find Stacey has nailed down Ohio and have them really available there for some strange reason. Yeah. Yeah, so Ohio did a very big event last year. They kind of saturated the state, to be honest. They might have brought in too much. They called it the Irish Cask and Craft Collection, and they brought in 26 new brands of Irish whiskey into the state.
Jeez.
And I mean, granted, Ohio is the 4th largest consumer of Irish whiskey in the country. But there's a lot. So there is a lot. If you go to stores here in Ohio, there's a lot of Irish.
And they've got like a pinpoint exactly where you live.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I've worked the event the 2 years they've had it. I've worked the event for the brand.
Yeah.
So if you guys go to the event, good chance you'll run into me there. Hey, Mike Meyer. Cask strength bottling number from a cask 28. Oh, is that the ones that you have? Yeah, he has the number 4. All right.
Oh, I see what you.
Yeah, Tom has number 4. So he knows that's a good one. All right, number 5.
All right.
Darkest of the bunch.
I mean, that color is insane.
Rumor has it Cologne called Stacy first to give her a whole video on each bottle for her own personal collection. I mean, there might have been something from them show up at my house this past week. Sugar cane.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I don't mean to be the stereotype. But
No.
There's some truth to that. Hey, cheers, Gandy Road. This one, I picked up a bottle of this, and the proof was part of it. And I had the fortunate opportunity to tour the distillery when I was over there in September, and was thrilled that they actually everywhere I had bought bottles, they were out, but they did still have a few at the distillery. So I was able to get some backups of this one.
Interesting. Okay. I get a lot of the proof. I think it's on the younger side. Might have shown up at my house.
Fair.
This feels like I'm putting on my detective hat. I'm sorry.
No, you are correct. This is younger than the previous 2 and 3. This is younger.
This feels like an experiment in finishing whiskeys. Like they were putting more stock in like what kind of finishes they could put their whiskey into. Like there's a really significant hold on.
It's not finished.
It's not finished? Really?
Finished, no.
Okay. All right.
It's different. I will say this, and this is another thing that attracted me to this bottle. It's a different mash bill than you typically see with Irish whiskey. This distillery in general goes into this mash bill more than others, and that it's one of the reasons I gravitate to them.
Ooh. Is it a higher corn mash bill?
I don't know if there's any corn in it, but you're on the right track.
Okay. Because it does kind of read like a younger American whiskey in terms of like something that it reminds me more of like, I'm not saying it's this young, but more of like a 2 to 4 year higher proof bourbon or rye.
And I think it is around 5 years.
Okay.
Which is Irish wise would be probably about comparable.
Right.
Yeah.
It just has some quality to it where I'm like, this seems to skew more in that they're trying. Oh, man.
I usually put a couple drops of water in this one too.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, just because it opens it up a little more.
Let's try it.
Oh, let me see if I can.
How am I gonna do this?
Yeah, I don't have my dropper, but let's see if I can do this without making a mess.
Okay, I think I probably did it. It was probably 3 drops at most.
Yeah, I think I put like 2.
Sounds like a 2 stacker.
We will find out here at the end. Or grain blend. It is a grain blend of some sorts.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It is not a pot still.
Okay.
It does have multiple grain. So you're on the right track.
Gotcha. It certainly made it more floral.
Yeah, that really brought out the floral. I get a little like like anise and mint on now.
It really made it minty. You're right.
Yeah. Really, yeah, there's a lot of like peppermint,
Was
not spearmint, peppermint.
yeah, I was not ready for how much mint there was about to be on that
Yeah.
that palette once the water was added.
No oats. No oats. There we go. Thank you, Richie.
Hey, Richie,
You
thank
guys
you.
are not subscribed to this gentleman. Make sure you are subscribed to This Is My Bourbon Podcast.
Please.
It is not. So, Sugar Kitty, I went outside. There is no Kahlua in this flight. I know. For me, that's different considering this is now hitting all the way over here now. You can't even see all of these that are stacked up. No Kahlua.
Also, I go live as well on Thursday nights at 7 Eastern for anybody who wants to come and hang out with me. I know that the Thursday night time slot in general is pretty
I'm just excited I can actually watch now because the problem is I have Dart League every other Thursday.
You
during
play
the
darts
winter.
too?
Yeah, I'm in 2 different Dart Leagues. I have a co-ed
so
Dart
cool.
League and I have a ladies Dart League. And ladies night is on Thursdays. So I'm showing up to play darts about that time.
That's
so I
awesome.
try to usually, while everybody's still milling around, get their beers and their whiskeys and haven't started yet, I try to watch a little, but.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, Gandy.
Thank you, Gandy. But yeah, new episodes of the podcast itself come out on Wednesdays, live on Thursdays. It's Stacy. You need to be on the stream sometime soon.
I would love to. I'd love to.
I'll have to get you on an episode of the podcast as well because
we talk Irish whiskey. Unfortunately for Irish whiskey, it's kind of falling the same way as bourbon is right now, where you've got some of the smaller distilleries are not surviving. Even some of the bigger ones. I mean, you've heard Waterford is in receivership. I can tell you that for Cullen, it's not doing great. They owe a lot in bank loans. The latest one is Dublin Liberties. Dublin Liberties brought in their production staff and laid them all off and closed up their tasting room and canceled all reservations. So
that's like Garrett County Distilling in Garrett County, Kentucky, which just if I spent like 3 weeks in a row talking about how unbelievable the whole debacle was of them owing millions of dollars in loans to their investors and laying off their workers for saying that in like 4 weeks they were going to be able to pay them and bring them back, and then of course they were like, nah, we don't have any money left, and it's just
they're not going to bring them back.
No, I mean it's owned by a bank now. Like that's how it is, And
that's what's going to happen with Dublin Liberties. They're not going to start production again. I mean, and the ones that are still, even the big ones, Bushmills, Middleton, Great Northern Distillery, which is basically like MGP for Irish whiskey, they've all scaled back on their production. And Tullamore Dew, they've all, basically paused production a few months. What's probably going to happen is there's probably going to be some sell-off of casks. You're going to have the brands that are surviving. The good thing is they're going to be able to snap those casks up. But there's going to be a couple other brands that we're a little concerned about. That I've talked to some industry people that there's some that they're like, yeah, they'll be fine. They've got a good head for business. And there's some that are like, yeah, they should be worried. So it stinks, but I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately.
I think that when we had everybody get so excited during the insane boom that happened during the pandemic era.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we've got all this extra money. Let's invest it into, a new distillery or more workers or, these new campaigns, a new product and whatever." It just was so unsustainable that it was almost inevitable that we were going to wind up in this situation, but it's the most ridiculous thing that there was no foresight at all, that you couldn't keep this level of you couldn't
It
keep
wasn't
this.
sustainable. It
No, there
wasn't.
was absolutely no
No.
sustainability to this. Like when you had people who were not, I mean, just from a pure standpoint of like everybody staying at home, right,
Mhm.
during the pandemic, they didn't have expenses that were coming from, travel or going out to
Yeah.
eat or whatever. And of course, they were going to spend it on something like alcohol. So, yes, that was going to be a
Yeah,
massive
home
boom.
bartender, home parties.
Exactly. So it just made sense, but nobody put two and two together there, that there was a blip for that particular reason. And it's just it's it's
Yeah.
so sad. It's so disappointing that like, and I try to, like, when I talk about it in my commentary, like, I try to bring it back to like the people that made this happen, and the people that made it happen were the workers at the distilleries. Like, they are being affected the most. It's not like
Mhm.
it's not the people who are at the tippy top. It is anybody who got hired on with the promise of like
Mhm.
working for years with a career, and they are the most directly affected by this. It is
Well, and
so
unfortunately, the
so
Irish, I
sad.
mean, the impact to Irish whiskey distilleries also is going to impact bourbon distilleries because that's who's buying your
100%.
casks.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
who's buying them.
100%.
So
Yeah,
when you've got the big three, Middleton, Great Northern, and Bushmills, all saying, "Hey, we're not going to produce whiskey for 3 months," that's 3 months worth of casks you're not selling. So that secondary income that you had, knowing that, well, I could sell these bourbon casks because Irish whiskey and Scotch needs them.
yeah,
Now you're out that revenue
yeah. I mean,
unexpectedly.
there's no way that they weren't going to have a consistent, trickle down is
Yeah,
not even the right word there because
yeah,
of the association of it, but just the fact that it was it was going to, the dominoes were going to fall in that way too.
yeah.
It's just wow. Anyway, sorry for the
No, no, you're.
the
It's
tangent.
a big topic to get into. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
for another time, for
yeah.
another time.
Hey, Kyoko. Cheers to you. Yeah, Sugar Kitty saying Thursday, the most dreams of any day.
it's it's absolutely true. And also, Sugar Kitty, the hardest working mod on all of Whiskey
Oh my
Tube.
gosh. Sugar Kitty
multi
is
multi multi
he is just the
multitasker.
best mod, let me tell you. For Cullen 15 is one of my favorite bottles. Let me tell you that For Cullen 15 is really good. I would 100% agree with you. And you could get a 15-year-old whiskey for $65 is crazy. Are there any new distilleries looking for planning council approval? I don't get it. I don't think there are, and that the ones that do apply, I don't think they're getting approved. Jingle did not get approved for their expansion. The last distillery that I mean, freaking Bono's distillery, that Church of Oak, which I haven't tasted anything from them. The Burren has their distillery. I think they're probably going to close. I've not heard good things about that place. Me and Sir Morris O'Connell chatted about that place, and he let me in on some things with that one. So I would not be surprised if they end up shuttering as well. Hey, hanging Izzy, how are you now? Good, and you?
Well, not so bad.
I love that show so much.
Oh, it's so good.
I
I
miss
I was thinking the other
I
day that
miss
it's
it.
time for a rewatch. And I like Shorzy. I like Shorzy. I just don't think it's
It's just
as
not the
good.
same.
It's just not the
It's
same. It's
not the
just a
same.
completely different, like,
It's not the same. I
vibe
still use
from
quotes all the
everything.
time from
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, it's not as quotable as
I
Letterkenny.
oh my gosh, I use "Not My Pig, Not My Farm" all the time at work.
All right, I'm tasting it back through to see which one's my favorite.
Okay.
I think I've got a pretty
I think I
clear
know which
winner
one
at
you're
this
gonna
point.
pick,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to see.
Hangin prefers Shorzy?
What?
Really? What?
I no.
That's the first I've heard.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, okay, here's the one thing that I will give Shorzy over Letterkenny. I think that there is a little bit more heart to Shorzy than
There
there is
is.
Letterkenny.
Yeah,
You
there
you
is.
kind of root more for Shorzy as a
I would agree with
character
that.
than you do for anybody on Letterkenny, because they're built more for, I mean,
Yeah.
they're Seinfeld essentially.
Yeah, I would
They're
agree with that.
Seinfeld. They're Always Sunny. Like, you can slot them into like the typical.
Well, and you get invested in the storyline more. They've got a storyline that
Exactly.
goes on, whereas the other, I mean, Letterkenny, you're just watching a bunch of people live their lives. I mean, there's
Right.
not a whole
Right.
storyline to it.
It's slice of life.
Yeah.
But I just like, you want to see Shorzy actually like succeed and improve as a person, because you kind of also go into the show knowing that he's kind of a piece of trash. Like,
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
the best person in the world, but you
Yeah.
fall in love with him pretty quickly still.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've just never heard anybody say I love the extra. Well,
No, me neither.
if you really like hockey, I mean, that makes sense, you know? Like, I get that too.
That
Like,
I would
it's
get, yeah.
yeah, but
But
I don't know.
still, I mean, you still have the hockey with Letterkenny. Wheel snipe Sally, boys. Anthony, assuming you're talking about the 21-year single malt, yes. Any older for Cullen that is single malt is Cooley sourced. So they got a big bunch of that Cooley stock. Richie Z pouring a blue spot. First dram of the day. That's a good one to start with. Yeah, he loves the hockey and Shorzy. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, he that's why I specifically called that out.
I hear people all the time tell me "Not my circus, not my monkeys," and I just automatically quote Letterkenny, "Not my pig, not my farm."
That's what yeah.
That and the "To be fair."
To be fair,
I have a koozie with that on it and took it to a hockey
that's
game.
awesome.
Took it to a Blue Jackets game. I had people stopping me at the concession line. They absolutely loved it. And my husband has one that says, well, that was brought up. That was well brought up. Too bad you weren't.
Well, we were doing that's such a good line. I think the one that we use more than anything is whatever the variation is of more hands, less work. I can't. What is it that he says exactly? Anyway, we were doing
No, that's what
yard
they say.
work
Is more hands, less work. But I've
Yeah.
heard that, like, so I've heard something similar, yeah, you're right. I always correct.
Yeah.
I always correct it to the Letterkenny sayings.
Yeah, but I mean, we were doing yard work today, and we.
And you said back to touring.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I think
Yes, Shorzy does have more chirp, and I will give you that.
Oh, 100%.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I do throw
You
random
go to the
S's
Jackets
onto
games, admit it, 'cause of course people will stop you.
I do throw random S's onto words every now and then.
Sushis and sushimis. If you have no idea what we're talking about, go on to Hulu and watch Letterkenny. It's a great show. Yeah, Wilmington Piper's in on it.
All right. Sorry, I'm doing really hard work over here.
No,
Oh shoot.
I'm glad you're enjoying
What's
it.
on the switch? Okay. I think I got it.
You think you got it? Okay.
I think I got it.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to go from least
Yes. Go
favorite
for
to most
least.
favorite?
Yeah. So what's your
Okay.
least favorite?
My least favorite, even though I think it might be the highest proof, was number 5.
Okay. So that is the highest proof. So the theme of your flight was actually, I wanted to pick something knowing that you drink bourbon. So this is called Oak and Rye. That's what I call it.
Ooh. Okay.
So the highest proof at number 5 was Short Cross Rye and Malt Cask Strength.
Interesting.
This is 100% malted rye, malted barley mash bill.
Okay, so I was kind of on the right track with the American whiskey style.
Yes. So Copper Pot still, I think this is all malted rye and malted barley. I don't think there's anything else in this. It's yet not finished. They distill it themselves.
Okay.
This is from Redemon Estates in County Down.
Gotcha. Now
I really enjoy this one, but it's different, and that's why I got it, because I'm like, I like malted rye.
Right.
I love rye and whiskey,
yeah.
and that was the only one I knew at the time that had only Irish that had any malted rye. It's crazy.
Now, County Down is Ireland proper, right? Or is that Northern?
County Down is in Northern Ireland.
It is Northern Ireland. Okay, yes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
My wife is, I mean, she's not Irish, but she has Irish heritage.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Yeah, County Down is about halfway between Dublin and Belfast.
Gotcha.
Just south of Belfast. Yeah. So I did my visit over to Ireland. I got to tour a lot of distilleries in Antrim and County Down, and that was, I think we hit all the County Down except for Hinch, and that was one of them. And like I said, that is the only one of the, if not only one of the very few malted rye whiskeys.
Interesting.
So
okay, all right.
And 66% ABV.
I just poured a little bit, 66%. Okay. Right kind of in my, like, what I'm typically reaching for with bourbon. Since it was a single-ish malt, I poured a little bit of the, I don't even know if I can show this on camera, but I'm going to anyway. I think it's past the statute of limitations. The Sour Mash single malt from New Riff. This is...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is from 2023.
And you are correct. This is their own distillate, and they have not been doing this for very long. So this is, I believe, right around 5 years old.
Gotcha.
4 or 5. So younger whiskey, you are correct.
Very cool. My next one, I guess, is number 2.
So that one is the one I've been sipping on because I freaking love that one.
It's really good. There's just other ones
I didn't make
like
it. You cannot like it. I didn't make it.
No. I think it's really good.
So that one is the one that has the age statement that is from a whiskey bonder. That is 2 stacks.
Look at that.
So this is a 12-year single grain Irish whiskey. This is sourced from Cooley Distillery, and this is finished in rye cask.
I misheard you for a second, and I got confused with the age statement and the grain, and I thought you said 12 grain for a second.
12-year.
Yeah, 12-year single grain.
Single grain. So single grain means it's produced at one single distillery. It could be multiple grains. Typically with Irish whiskey, the primary grain is corn.
Yeah, okay, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, you can kind of taste there's corn. There's usually barley. There's usually wheat in there as well, but corn's cheap. So this is corn.
Right. Interesting.
And this has been finished in a rye cask. And this is, like I said, this is sourced from Cooley Distillery.
Which is in...
Cooley is a distillery that is no longer producing for other distilleries. They were purchased by Kilbeggan, who was purchased by Bean Suntory. So they're only doing the contract distilling for their own brands now. But when they stop doing that, there's a lot of distilleries. For Cullen owns a lot of the ex-Cooley casks. Teeling owns a lot of the ex-Cooley casks. And unfortunately, all that great single malt that they were known for is kind of not around and available anymore. But their single grain is, and their single grain is actually quite good. And Two Stacks has a few of the Cooley casks. Oh, that's one that I did pick up at Two Stacks. Two Stacks is also in County Down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. Is Two Stacks doing any of their own distilling, or
no?
They're just okay. They're only sourcing.
Gotcha. Cheers, David. Tanko, how you doing? Yes, they are whiskey bonders. That's all they intend to do. They do not intend to distill. Their primary focus is on blending, sourcing casks, doing their own blends, doing their own combinations and finishing, doing the dram in a can. The only thing they produce of their own is their Irish cream. They make their own Irish cream.
Interesting.
Which is phenomenal.
Okay.
That's really phenomenal. And they do a really cool series, which they just released Friday. I may or may not have gotten a bottle. And it is called Pillars of
ambiguity here on
it's called Pillars of Creation, and they take distillate from other distilleries and do a blend. So they did, their first one was last year, and that was this one. And this was, they took, and they'll tell you, and they said they sourced one cask, and they tell you from Dingle, one from Ecklenville, one from Cullowen. They'll tell you exactly what casks, what type, first fill, second fill. So, and it's all at cask strength. But they said this is what they want to be known for. They want to be known for sourcing and putting blends.
Very cool. Well, my next one is number 1.
All right. The one good thing I can tell you about number 1, that bottle is available in the U.S.
Okay, cool.
That is a blended whiskey. That is Bushmills Prohibition recipe.
Ooh, cool.
So this one was done. This is a mostly bourbon cask matured blended whiskey that was done for the finale of the Peaky Blinders TV series.
Okay.
So you can still find these on shelves out in the wild. These are, I think these are less than $30. And they bumped the proof up to 46%.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they even put it in like this older style bottle.
I'm a sucker for a good a good gimmick.
Yeah, the older style bottles like you would see on the TV show. And you do see these on TV, the Bushmills on TV show quite a bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Sugar Kitty.
How is the gin? I can tell you my gin drinking friend, that is her go-to gin. She absolutely, and I've tried sending her gin from other places. Her go-to is that Dingle gin. I mean, they're pretty known for their gin.
And I think it's
hey, JD. Yeah, see, Hangin' AZ's got one gimmicky, but dang good whiskey.
Awesome.
He's got the Bushmills Prohibition. Yeah, they're severely underrated. $26 for Sugar Kitty in Jersey.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to get one for sure. All right, well, I think it's pretty obvious what's next, but my top 2 are number 3 and number 4. Number 4 being my favorite.
Okay, so here's the funny thing: you picked the 2 that were virgin oak matured.
Surprise, surprise!
Like the bourbon
surprise. What a shocker. What a shocker here.
All right. Number 3. This is another one that you can get in the U.S. So this is from Teeling Distillery. The reason you said it seemed familiar, this is a single pot still.
Okay.
This has been whole maturation in virgin Portuguese oak.
Interesting.
This is their Wonders of Wood series.
All right.
These retail, you can still find these on shelves. These retail for $100.
Okay.
50%
Not mad about
ABV,
that.
100 proof.
Nailed it.
And all maturation in virgin Portuguese oak. So they did a whole series. The first with chinkapin oak, which is basically like white oak. The Portuguese oak, and then their latest one that's out is a Swedish oak.
Gotcha. Yeah, it just really hits. I mean, aside from the fact that
there's a lot of like malty tobacco notes on this.
Yeah, and aside from the fact, of course, that it hits where I really enjoy bourbon at a proof point, just from a kind of casual regular sipper. It that I still just adore that finish too.
So here's the thing about Teeling single pot still. Regular Teeling single pot still, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I went to a dinner to try the new 32-year Teeling, and on one of the course, they paired each course with one of the Teeling whiskeys. On the one with the single pot still, I didn't drink it. Me and my other, we're snobby Irish whiskey. We didn't like it at all. This one that has been the version oak matured is really good. And I think they've kept these consistent. Every release has been $100, regardless of the year it's come out. So
nice.
It's a good deal. It comes with a nice little presentation box and everything. So you're number 4. This is the one that I actually told the maker that I was sending you, and he was very excited that you got to try his whiskey.
Oh.
So this one, if you were a part of the whiskey club that you had to be part of it to buy it, it is another single pot still. It is another virgin oak matured, but this is a virgin white oak matured. This is Clonakilty single pot still, virgin oak matured for the Stories and Sips Irish Whiskey Club. This is
cool.
Natural color. This was bottled at cask strength at 53% ABV. Virgin American oak matured.
53% is crazy.
53%. For
as full-bodied as it is.
Those retail price for those, and there are still some available. The Stories and Sips, it's an Irish whiskey club. It's a $20 a month membership fee. And it is they have bottles of varying price points. This one, honestly, it was a really good, under $100 for that bottle.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like right at like $85-$90. I love that one. I'm glad I got 2. If it's one of those, I'm like, I need to get another one. Yeah. I know Oisin Mulcahy, who made that one, is very proud of that bottle. That it's just, it hits on so. And honestly, when I first drank it, the funny thing is it was a no-brainer. I was going to send that to you because the first time I drank it, I'm like, wow, that hits like a double oak bourbon.
It's wild that and I'm just going to finish the sample because, I mean, that's where I'm at right now.
Yes, it was a 32-year-old Teeling. And yes, it was worth the price of the dinner, not the $3,200 price tag on the bottle.
But for the fact that it's a new oak Irish whiskey, I just cannot get over how unbelievably flavorful this is.
It's got a lot. And I mean, honestly, even at cask strength, that ABV is not incredibly high.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it in a at all.
Yeah, Sugar Kitty likes the Teeling small batch with the rum. I like that one. For just a summer whiskey, I like that one.
Interesting. Well, I like the fact that I now have a whole bunch of Irish whiskey on my shopping list. Too.
Aw,
Darrell. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Darrell, I'm actually glad you're here. I was going to reach out to you about maybe coming on my channel and me sending you a flight of Irish whiskey.
She's gonna send you really good stuff. You should be on.
I've been on the Hello Again with Whiskey Friends and sent them some stuff, but I thought I'll have Jarrell up here because
One of my
Jeff's been on here.
favorite one of my favorite streams that I've ever been on was on Hello Again Whiskey Friends, and we played Mario Kart. I mean
I
Mario
saw that.
Mario.
That looked like so
It
much
was
fun.
it was incredible.
That looked like so much fun.
It's now a an annual tradition that we do that.
To do the Mario Kart.
Yeah,
That looked
I'm
like so much fun.
excited for this year now too. But man, Stacy, thank you so much for this.
No,
This was
thank
so
you,
much fun.
Perry. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh yeah, I'll have to send Perry some poutine flights. I did not include
Poutine?
Yeah, I did not include any poutine this time. Irish poutine. It's one of the 3 categories of Irish spirits. I have a bunch of it. I can't reach. This one I can. Well, this one I can too. Think like a Mad Dog.
Oh, okay.
So that is glowing poutine.
Oh, let's go. Let's do it.
And it actually can be rested in a cask for up to 10 weeks. That's
interesting.
That is a PX cask finished poutine.
Okay. All right.
Do you drink peated? Well, you said you drank a bunch of peated scotch. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty. I mean, okay. if I don't have to do anything,
I've got peated poutine too, so that's why I wanted to check.
As long as I don't have to do anything like bourbon content wise later in the day, or if it's gonna wreck my palate.
I have a 67%, 100% peated poutine.
Let's
so
go.
Don't do anything after that.
Yeah.
Perry's headed down the rabbit hole.
I'm going down. I think I've already headed head first. So.
Oh yeah.
Cliffy is a good time with games. I've played. There have been times, and we don't do it as much anymore. But at any time that I've played video games with Clifton on stream, it's been a good time.
Yes, essentially Irish moonshine. Yes, Anthony's gotten some of the Irish poutine.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Of course, yeah.
Guys, Kilco's live now. Make sure you go over, jump into his stream. I ran a little late tonight, so go join him.
I talk a lot too. I appreciate you all having me too. Go follow on social media, please, at My Bourbon Pod. And new episodes of the podcast come out every Wednesday. And Stacy, thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, guys. Make sure you are subscribed to This Is My Bourbon Podcast.
Yes, please.
Look for him on Patreon. I will see you all next week. I have a couple sample flights I'll probably do here in the next couple weeks. And next guest, I think it's not till the 29th. Perry, what do you got coming up on yours?
On my live stream, I don't know. I never know until like the day of, basically. I'm trying to do more guests on live streams too. So Stacy will probably be on before too long. So.
Perry is always great.
Thanks, Richie. I appreciate you, man. There's a lot of crossover with all of the the communities and everything too. So, well, yeah. We've got as far as like the podcast goes though. Next week is and we recorded this on Friday, and it's a little emotional. But it's Eric's very last episode of the podcast. So if you want to see 2 grown men cry on camera or listen to it, subscribe and check that out. But it's a new era for TIMBP. But it was if anybody has been keeping up with us, Eric took a new job where he works, and it's severely limiting his time, and it's just unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do anything with the podcast moving forward, which I mean, it's completely understandable. I'm not upset with him at all. I'm just upset that we're losing the time that we have together every week more than anything. But yeah, this Wednesday is our. Will the meetup still happen? We're working on. It's hard to say yes in the same capacity because now I'm the one fully in charge of making all that happen. Um, but if I can commit to all of that planning on my own, yes. But I'm gonna need a lot of support to 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 get it to work. But we'll we'll make things happen for sure. But either way, um, yeah, it's quite the change moving forward. Either way though, um, I look forward to people hearing this next episode because even though we do get like, and I'm not like cutting any of it out because I think it's worth just putting it out there for everybody. Uh, Us just being upset and emotional over 4 years of us creating content together. Um, Kumbaya. Hey man, what do you want? What do you want from me? It's my best friend and I don't get to see each other every week. It's kind of a tough thing. But anyway, the whole point is look forward to next week's episode, please. And I'm still going live every week too. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going live on Thursday. I have a dinner I have to go to for the
Okay, so
International
not
Wine
this
Guinness
Thursday, but the
competition.
following Thursday.
Following Thursday, yeah,
Okay.
I should be live. Yeah,
Okay.
but stay tuned for that. Sorry, I don't mean to ramble on so much.
No, you're all good.
Yeah.
You're
Anyway,
all good.
anyway, Stacy, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Perry. All right, you guys, you all have a good rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next week.
Y'all take care.
Sláinte.